So I've actually got 3 packages here. This one probably isn't the anime DVDs, but why not? Might as well open it. A lot of y'all are probably familiar with this. Many of you are probably fans already. Oh look, it's a booster box. It's a card protector. So yeah, this was definitely not the anime. This one I'm fairly certain is not anime, but here's the DVD, so we might as well get it opened up and out of the way. It's Walking Dead Season 4. Alright, and now comes the package with this week's anime DVDs. I know there's a little thing I could have grabbed and look at that. Lots of anime. And also Kabukimonogatari. In fact, why don't we begin with Kabukimonogatari, which arrived earlier, as in yesterday, I guess. And while this would normally have been a pretty high priority watch, unfortunately, in the middle of watching other stuff, which I will talk about in a little bit. So for now, let's begin by taking this off so we can completely see this case. Alright. Now, put that back in, just because that's what I do. Let's take a close look. Looks like the same artwork is used in a lot of places. Don't know what to think about it yet, because obviously I haven't watched it in the middle of Monogatari Season 2. Okay, so we've got an actual booklet here with some information and character design stuff, imagery in it. Excuse-moi. We've got postcards. Not that I know what to make of most of these. I recognize that one and that one, but I don't know the relevance of those things. I'll find out eventually. This is a pretty high priority watch. In fact, I guess there's a number of things I'm quite curious about this week, which means that I'm not going to get around to watching Walking Dead Season 4, probably, even with it being a 3-day weekend. Labor Day. So we got the normal questionnaire, the proof of purchase, and there's Kabukimonogatari. So let's see, I do believe this. Next we've got a complete collection of KinMoza. Let's see, Region A, Japanese with English subtitles. Oh. Plastic's a little too loose for me to get that with my fingernail. And I guess this one I'm curious about because I was told it's potentially entertaining. I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. Just I don't know. So many things. Come on. Open up. There we go. And we've got the Blu-ray version, which I'm trying to remember if I cut my thumbnail recently or if this plastic is just getting particularly uncooperative today. Alright, there we go. So within the DVD version we've got 2 discs that are not rotated Blu-ray version, we have one disc with completely different artwork, which is certainly nice, even if not completely common. Next up, we've got Utano Prince-Sama 2, which is Japanese with English subtitles, Region A only. Once again, this plastic feels loose, so I don't feel like I'm getting pressure against it to break it. This plastic is not being particularly sticking to it. Oh, come on. Stupid plastic. This is stupid. That's probably what's making this so annoying right there. Okay, so I guess we begin with the DVD version, because this one has 3 discs. I don't know much about the content of this series, because I didn't watch the first half. But, so it looks like, the first discs have the same image, and then second discs are the same. And then finally there's Watemote, which the person who suggested this, he got kind of bored with it, but I'm curious about it. It's easily. So did that. So the back of this says this one has an English dub, Region A only. It seems like there hasn't been as many split region Blu-ray releases. Like, I guess I kind of remember mentioning this in a previous complete collection, 12 episodes on 3 discs. Interestingly enough, that's the second DVD release here with the loose inner sleeve. And now if we open the Blu-ray version, we see that the first disc has the same artwork, although the DVD version has that red outline. And then the third disc has the same imagery, except the green outline on the DVD version. So, that's everything that arrived this week. I know, like, I guess one other thing shipped, and the re-release of the Moribito Blu-ray. I pre-ordered that because I don't have the old Blu-ray release, but that didn't arrive. But this pretty much means that we have a lot of 3 Sentai Filmworks releases this year, or this week, and Aniplex. So naturally, it was a little pricey, only because getting both DVD and Blu-ray versions of the Sentai releases is a little pricey. No, I mean, not affordable, but if it was one or the other, it would be fine. But because it's both, so let's see. Ah, yes. So, I guess I've watched a total of... okay. So, first of all, I watched A Certain Scientific Railgun S Part 2. And I kind of know that people didn't like the story after the Radio Noise arc. But I have to say that watching it, I thought it was okay. And maybe the real problem is that Radio Noise is just a tough act to follow. I mean, it was already covered earlier, you know, in Index, but this one covers it from a completely different perspective, and it is probably some of the best material in the Index Railgun universe that immediately comes to mind. Pretty fun stuff. So seeing the ending to that was nice and enthralling, even though it was a second time. But I guess I don't remember everything completely clearly from watching Index. So I don't know how much things have changed. I just know that it was great. And I thought thematically the second slash final storyline was probably in line with that arc. So it was kind of a good way to pad it and bring it to a conclusion without interfering with the original crossover material, I guess. Unfortunately, after that I started rewatching Oremo, and I did finish that, and I finished the alternative arc, which turns out is good because Oremo 2 is a continuation of the true route, aka the alternative episodes, I guess. I call them the alternative because there's the 12 episodes that make Oremo, and then there's this alternative true route, which is, it replaces episode 12 and then starts doing its own thing. And there are some things about the series that I definitely thought were amusing and interesting, but I completely forgot how much I absolutely loathe a couple of these characters. I mean, Kirino is a very domestic, abusive, entitled piece of shit, and it's painful to watch, and it was probably really bad timing on my part to start watching, to take a break in the middle of, or near the beginning of Oremo to play some Mario Kart before doing it, because then I was also in a lousy mood, and so really drove it home. This seems to be something familiar, where I kind of tend to remember the good things about a lot of these series as opposed to the things that really pissed me off about a lot of them. Oh well, it is what it is. I at least find watching Oremo 2 to have been worthwhile insofar as it answered one question I had kind of wondered about from Oremo, which I think a lot of people did. I don't know if I want to talk about it too much because I want it to remain in the air whether or not that question gets answered, but I'm continuing to watch Oremo 2, and for somebody who doesn't care about this sort of stuff, I guess it's not that big of a problem for them. So for me, it's mostly, I want to see how this series ends. I'm worried that I might already know based on what some people have said, and I can't say I'm really looking forward to it because that person is also a pretty horrible person, unless this was something else. But I don't know. I'm going to figure it out and then go on to other anime afterwards, because there's always so much to watch. So I guess that's probably this week's anime DVD collection update. Can't think of anything completely worthwhile to mention. I know there's been a couple of updates for a couple of the Kickstarter anime, but I can't think of anything particularly noteworthy to mention, other than the Under the Dog anime maybe finding another way to complete funding. I'm hoping this means that that it gives me a chance to give them some money so that once they produce it and they produce the DVD Blu-ray, I can get a copy, but we'll have to play that one by ear. Otherwise, 3-day weekend, so maybe will be a chance that I will catch up on anime, but I don't know, because I might start watching The Walking Dead Season 4 after the handful of anime I'm thinking about now. So I guess I'm going to start playing around with that, and y'all have a nice week.